All right, buddy. Hey, come here. This looks like a good spot right here, peeps. We're gonna have to set up our shelter to get out of this nasty weather, okay, buddy? Welcome back to JJW Outdoors, everybody. Justin here, and on today's video, we're gonna be taking a beautiful tarp and we're gonna be making a really cool shelter. Now, there's really no name for this shelter, so I'm gonna call it a teepee-style tent. That's what I'm gonna call it. So for this, you're gonna need some type of a square tarp. I'm using a 10 by 10 tarp. So you need one of them. Second of all, you need a stick, some kind of a stick. Then you need some stakes and a piece of string. Okay, it doesn't have to be this long, but this is what we're gonna use today. You can use any type of string, bank line, paracord, twine, whatever you want. And then you need your stakes, like I said. So let's get building. First things first, we need to get our tarp out. So like I mentioned, this is my 10 by 10 tarp. Absolutely love this tarp. Now, I made a really cool tarp tent video using this tarp a while ago. So I got a bunch of little strings attached to this tarp. But we're gonna ignore those little pieces of string. All right, first things first, we are going to fold our tarp in half. So find your middle grommet. Just like this. Now when you do this, you want to figure out where you want your opening, okay? So I want my opening facing you guys. So we're gonna kind of leave it out like this. So flap is facing you guys. Next thing's next. We need to grab one of our stakes and we're gonna stake down this back corner like this. Nice and fancy, okay? This side right here is going to be our opening. And for this opening, we actually want to put a stake through both of our tie outs right here. Make it pretty taut on this end like this, okay? Next, grab one more stake. Cool part is you only need 3 stakes for this first part. We're gonna grab our bottom one. So you can see I got the beautiful flap here. We're gonna grab our bottom one, make it taut like this, and just put a stake through like that. Leave this one up. Now is where the magic happens, right, peeps? Come here, peeps. This is where the magic happens. We are gonna go in a little bit, and we're gonna grab, they mentioned mine has a couple more tie outs than theirs did. I've been seeing tons of videos on this. So I'm gonna grab it about right here. This is my very first time trying to set this up. So we're gonna pull it up just like this, and you can see it's gonna come together just like that. So it looks like it's gonna be the second tie out in is what I'm gonna have. And that's gonna come down and it's gonna connect just like this to make a really cool tarp configuration tent, teepee tent style. Next thing's next. We're gonna lay this down for a second. We're gonna get a stick. Okay, you don't have to jam this in the ground, no nothing. We're gonna grab our string too while we're at it, which is in my back pocket. We're gonna take our string and we're gonna, remember that tie out, that right here, that tie out that I was telling you about? You're just gonna grab it, you're gonna make a couple twists. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just tie an overhand knot, just like that. Okay, so that's gonna be our point right there. Now we're gonna grab our stick again, and we're gonna come up, and looks like if we have it about right there, that's gonna be pretty tight. So we're gonna wrap it around a couple times, just like this. Pull it all the way around, and we're gonna do it one more time. Doing it one more time, and you're gonna cross over like this, because we're gonna go back through, and we're actually gonna tie a clowfish. Now, if you use a Y stick, in other words, if you have a branch that you cut and it has a Y in it, you won't need to do this knot at all. So it'll save you a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. So I'm just gonna dress that up just like that. Now, we need to grab our stake. We're gonna come right to the ground, just like so. we're gonna tie a backwards slip knot. So we're gonna grab our string that's going up, thumbs down. We're going to twist up to create a loop. Then we're gonna take that loop, reach our hand through, and we're actually gonna grab our top string. In doing so, you're gonna grab a hold of that, and then you're gonna tighten that up just like that. And you're gonna see this knot is actually gonna slide down on itself. So then you can take your tent stake, tighten it around the tent stake, and put it right in the ground just like so. Beautiful, look at that. Now we got our shelter set up. So now we can take this, we can crawl right inside of here like this. And we can go right to bed. So something right now, it is winter, obviously it is snowy. So we're gonna need a ground pad because that ground is awfully cold. I'm gonna toss this guy in here just like this. And that's just gonna give us a little bit of buffer from the ground. Oh, so then we're not all snowy. So now, we can get rid of this flap, and we can actually tie this flap right over top of our tent stake right here. I have a string, so I can actually tie that. But basically, you can tie that together, you can tie this together. So now nothing's gonna get in here, which is very nice. Super cool little shelter. Like I mentioned, this is my very first time setting this up. So I think for me, I have a tie out point right here. I'd probably take a string, pull that out like that with another stick, give me a little bit more room in here. Other than that, this is actually kind of nice. You got a ground cloth, so you're not sleeping right on the ground. You got a ground pad, so you're not cold for the convection on the ground. And then you get your sleeping bag in here, you're all set. Good night's sleep. Pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at this shelter from the outside. So like I mentioned, I don't really know what to call this, but we're gonna call this our teepee tent shelter system. So this is bare minimum right here. You can grab more tent stakes. I have some smaller ones with me in here. Or you can cut your own. So we'll be in the woods, right? You can go out in the woods, take a saw, take your knife, cut some tent stakes. You don't have to bring your own tent stakes. Save you some room, save you some little bit of expense, but you can grab your tie-out points. This is the one I was talking to you guys about, by the way. If you pull this up like this, get another Y stick that goes out to here, goes right on the ground, that's gonna give you tons of room on the inside. But this will hold your bottom flap down too. You can grab this, tie this right out like this too. Now you got more room. Leave this side, and see, now you got a little area for your boots or whatever you want. You got your actual sleeping spot, and then you can throw your backpack down there as well. Pretty cool. I like it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you have any other shelter ideas we can do with a 10x10 tarp, 12x12 tarp, whatever. With some type of a square tarp, let me know in the comments below. That would be awesome. Peepsy boy, you get back over here. One of these days we're gonna be getting out in the woods. I gotta work tonight, sadly, but we are gonna be spending the night in this tarp setup to see how well it works and to see if it's going to collapse on us in the middle of the night with all the heavy snow. Let's see. Now we just gotta hope we get some snow next week. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Bye, everybody.